future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Today, everyone is a product and everyone needs marketing to succeed. So let's talk about it right now on Marketing Unfiltered with award-winning creative expert Wendi Cooper and her co-host John Hamilton.
Hello, everyone. Look at that. I did that for the first time. Hello, everyone. I'm saying hello, waving my hand. Okay, so welcome to, what's the name of my show? C-Spot Talk. C-Spot Talk. On C-Spot Talk, Marketing Unfiltered.
It's going to be one of those hours, isn't it, Wendi?
All right. So we're going to cut right to the chase because tonight we are having our Embrace of the Serpent 2. I'm not sure. Tony, what did I call the show?
Oh, hold on. I can tell you.
I name every
Oscar,
show. There we go.
Amazon, and Snakes.
Oh, Oscar, Amazon, and Snakes. I thought it was perfect.
It's excellent.
I struggled with the name for a while. Because I didn't want to insult anybody. I didn't want anybody to think that, I was making fun of anything. Like I was going to bring a rubber snake in tonight. I was going to hold it.
Now, why would you bring a rubber snake in?
Well, because I would embrace the serpent.
Oh.
Silly. Okay. So let me introduce everybody. So we are here at C-Spot Talk. What we're going to do tonight is something a little bit different where I've just come off of seeing a fantastic movie. And 3 weeks ago, I believe it was February 3rd, Brionne Davis was here, who is the star of Embrace of the Serpent, which is nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars.
Yep.
Oh, the Oscars. I can't believe I'm in the same room with an Oscar associated person. I can't believe it. Okay, so this is the closest I'm ever going to get to the Oscars. So I want to welcome Brionne Davis.
Hello. Thank you, everybody.
And I want to welcome Blair Taylor. And Brionne and I were in the green room earlier. We were trying to figure out what the F is Blair doing here?
I just show up when needed.
Figure it out. No. Blair is my good friend, and I know Brionne because Brionne is Blair's very good friend, and Brionne is in this amazing movie. And Blair is a commercial talent agent here in town, and he comes from the same place I do, which is infomercials and direct response, which anything that really kind of has a host, right?
Yep.
And you specialize in doing that. So, and he's also just my buddy because I've told a million Blair stories on my show.
I love that.
Yeah, I have. So anyway, welcome you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I wanted to. I know it's really soon that I'm having someone back because Brionne, you were only here 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
It was a great show, by the way.
It was a good show,
loved that show, yeah.
You know what I do is I usually listen, because this is a live video feed, right? So it's a live video feed all over the world.
Yep.
And most people that come into the studio think that, that's basically what it is, right? But more people actually download the show on iTunes and Stitcher than actually watch it live. And it's kind of hard to quantify how many people are watching it live. So I have a habit of listening to my podcast because I get the ping on my iTunes that my new podcast, because I subscribe to my podcast, is available. And I'll listen to it in the radio in the car. Mm-hmm. And I love it.
That's awesome.
That way, without kind of seeing myself.
I did the same thing, but I kept wanting to look down and see because I wanted to see everybody because it was a fun show.
Oh, were you listening to it from YouTube or?
Yeah, but don't tell anybody, not while I was driving at all.
Oh, no, I did that on the way here, actually, to some of my friend's show. And I was like, stop it, Wendi, stop looking.
So bad.
Don't text and drive, people.
Nope.
But
no, watch YouTube videos and drive.
But what's awesome is that the radio format is still really wonderful, and I actually enjoy because I'm not so into. I love the video streaming format. I think it's awesome, and I think it's very relevant today, and that's really great. But the audio or just the radio component of listening to a podcast is what I'm really in love with.
It leaves so much to your imagination for sure.
And I always like the show so much better that way. I really do.
Yep.
I really do, because I'm not looking at it going, oh, look at that, or look at
We can
you know,
pretend we're 10
wow.
years younger when
Look at the way
when
that
they can't
guy's.
see us.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get on with the show. Okay. So Brionne, Embrace of the Serpent. Last time you were here, which you can, if you want, on I think it was February 3rd. You were here, I think. So anybody listening can also see that episode, download it at C-Spot Talk on iTunes, or listen to it here at UBN, or you can actually go to my YouTube channel and you can watch the show there. But that show was primarily about, that was prior to the premiere.
Prior to you seeing it and prior to the premiere, yeah.
Yes, of anybody in Los Angeles seeing it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. Okay. Fast forward 3 weeks, right? I've now seen it twice.
You saw it twice?
Yes.
Twice.
You went and saw it twice.
I did.
I'm
That
glad
was
you
a surprise.
That's
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have to tell you that I'm going to be honest about the reason I saw it twice. When we went to the, and I think there's always a hidden meaning in everything, because I think it's interesting that this happened to me because of what I'm going to say about the second time I saw it. We got there a little bit late. I needed 4 seats. It was me, Cassidy, John, and my husband, and we got the last 4 in the back row of that huge. The Nuart is a very big theater in
huge.
today's
People.
terms, right?
Huge.
It was filled to capacity.
Yep.
It was, and I sat in the back, and I couldn't really see the subtitles because of the interference of the seats in front of me.
Yeah.
And I had to read the subtitles, and then and everything was great. And then maybe the last 8 minutes of the film, I dozed off. I know. I did.
know.
And I left the movie thinking, how could I do that? Because I dozed off. And okay, so I went to see
Wait, but to Wendy's credit,
yeah.
you and I discussed that.
Yeah.
I knew about that.
Yeah.
And you said right away, like, I have to come back. I have to see it. I have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't even want me to give her the ending. Like, she's like, I need to see this.
I
film.
told him I was just gonna make the time today
my
to go
gosh.
see
So
it.
she went
so glad you
again.
did. I'm so glad you did.
Yeah, I went this afternoon, and it's playing at the Nuart on Santa Monica Boulevard
Until Thursday, yeah.
until Thursday. The guy there was so sweet and so handsome. I don't know if he manages it, but he didn't make me buy
Jason
a ticket
or Jim or Andy.
whatever. But what a cutie pie! The
Did
guy
you
who
just
was there
tell
was
what
so
happened?
cute. Yeah, I told him, and I said he's gonna be on my radio show tonight, so I really got to see the movie again because I didn't see the part about the butterflies, and I really need to see that. I swear, you know. So I did today, and ever since I saw it, it impacted me so much. I highly recommend seeing this movie twice.
Oh,
Yes.
for sure. I mean, I've seen it 6 times, or 8 times, probably 9, and I still get new stuff from it. And I was in it, and I read the script, and I was there.
Yeah, it's just remarkable. You know, Blair, you had said that you really enjoyed it more, or got more out of it the second time.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with this film, and it's one of those films that also stays with you, that you'll feel it later.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to see it at AFI, at the film festival there, which was several months ago. Unfortunately, in the middle of my screening at AFI, we had a fire alarm go off, so we had to actually leave the theater
What?
for 25 minutes, and then we had to be brought back and then resume the screening, which interrupts the flow of the film.
Yeah.
But you walk out, it's a foreign film, and I think Brionne, 9 languages spoken in this film.
Yeah.
Like, and everything is in subtitles, and
quick. They're a little quick.
I know,
I'm
yeah.
a slow reader.
Yeah.
That was my problem the first
But
time. I'm a
it's-
slow reader also.
it hits you on so many levels that, like, you go through it one time, you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. And then you go back and you start filling in the details. And it's when you start really picking up on the details that you say, oh my goodness, this is really amazing. Like, that line, that one sentence will stay with me. I walked away
Yeah, me too.
taking pieces
Me
away
too.
that just
Me too. That's what happened to me today. The first time, Brionne, I have to tell you, I was sitting in the back, and it was so funny because I remembered from your first interview about the "It's Madness," right?
Yeah.
And right when you said it in the movie, I turned to John and Cassidy and I said, "It's madness," like this, and it was like I knew that was the English line. I mean, you don't know it when he's saying it in the movie; you really don't know, right?
one line, right?
One line.
Yeah.
It's madness. So good. The only line. So, can I read what Rolling Stone wrote about it?
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you read it?
I don't know if I've read Rolling Stone yet. I've read.
So many reviews.
It's
Brionne.
it's
my God.
amazing.
Reviews.
So it's a critic's pick on Rolling Stone, right? And they say Embrace of the Serpent is the first Colombian movie ever to be nominated for a Best Foreign Language Film Oscar. And it's hard to imagine how it broke through. Shot in dreamy black and white, spoken in 9 separate languages, and told with an unerring devotion to authenticity. Torres is the native Cubio tribesman? Cubeo tribesman. This requiem for the ravages of the white, I'm not going to say this right,
Try it.
hegemony.
You should have given me this before.
Hegemony.
Hegemony.
What is
Yes.
that word?
I have no idea.
Hegemony.
Wow. You wanna prep somebody before that.
No, listen.
Hegemony.
What does that mean?
I think. Let me see the.
Tony, can you
context.
look up hegemony?
Wow, it's a lesson.
It's a good review. It's a good
Wow.
review. It's not
Well,
a bad
keep going
review.
on the review, and we'll figure out the word. I'll look it up.
Oh, okay. Hegemony. I know the guy. You know, this is. I just read the book How to Write for Business, which I could have wrote the book, but How to Write for Business and never use a word like hegemony in your business isn't exactly Dances with Wolves. The film is as long as it is brutal, with both its trance-like timelines hinging on hallucinatory sequences of community torn to shreds after being touched by Western religion. It's also uncommonly nuanced in comparison to most anti-colonialist adventure movies. A key scene in which a chieftain steals the explorer's compass becomes a chance to argue that cultural purity is too often synonymous with ignorance. Yet knowledge is precisely what the white rubber barons are obliterating by greedily raising the jungle for profit, and what causes the shaman to feel his betraying the dead by forgetting their ways. It's riveting to watch Karamakate understand that this quiet American is the best way to preserve the past, and for viewers to realize the filmmaker is essentially picking up where his interloping protagonist left off. Plenty of movies have ensnared their white heroes in green infinity of the Amazon, but Embrace digs so deep into the void that it eventually burrows out the other side, reclaiming the wilderness as a reservoir of lost memories.
You know,
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stone.
Awesome.
Right. High Times just came out and said every human being needs to see this
Yeah.
movie. But you know, I want to also just it's interesting. They make a reference to Dances with Wolves, and the first time I saw the movie, I said this is Dances with Wolves on a whole different level.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. There's a scene at the end of Dances with Wolves where these 2 men who come from totally different worlds. You realize the bond that these 2 men have shared. It's a very emotional. It's probably one of the most emotional scenes I've ever seen in a movie, and every time I see it, I cry. And at the end of
It's
Embrace
when
of
he's
the
on
Serpent,
the horse, right? Isn't it
where
when
at
he's
the
on
end
the
of
horse?
He says, "I'm
Yeah.
your friend."
Yeah.
And at the end of Embrace of the Serpent, without giving too much away, and you realize these 2 men have crossed into each other's worlds, and the weight of this whole culture has been given to Brionne.
Yeah.
Brionne's character.
And that's the butterflies, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but we don't
Raw.
talk about it. That part. No, that's great. No, it's true.
But it's
I-
but really it's that movie, and it's that powerful.
I don't think everybody gets that. I don't. I got it. I got it when I saw it today. I just went, oh my God. And I don't think that a lot of people that saw the movie the other night that I talked to got that.
I think there's so much to get, and I think so many people get different things in different ways
Yeah.
from it. You know, I don't. It's all about perception. It's all about you coming in and viewing it from your own perspective and your own where you are in your life at the moment. And literally, I've seen it 9 times at least. But when I saw it at Cannes for the first time, I was moved, but I couldn't intellectualize it at all.
Right.
and I was moved on a spiritual level, and I was moved on that intangible level. But you go in after 9 times, you can start kind of framing. You know, you don't have to see it.
And
9 times,
but also you experienced it. I mean, shooting a movie, seeing a movie are 2 very different things.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and acting in a movie, shooting a movie, it's, you know, it's very different. All very
Right.
different things. So to be able to remove yourself
Mm-hmm.
and be in a movie theater and experience it at a certain level of, you know, because it does dig deep into your soul. The first time I saw it, it did not dig deep. Today, it dug very deep. And I don't know if it was because I read reviews. I read a lot of reviews.
Yep.
And I learned a lot from the reviews because some of this isn't a movie that if you're an Amazon professor or whatever, you know, you need to set the movie up for people also, because it's much more than just these 2 scientists that went down to the Amazon. It was based on the first guy's trip there and all of his book and his drawings. And oh my God, the story is so freaking amazing. And I really didn't grab that the first time. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know,
Yeah, and I'm sure with being set back and it being a Friday night, were you there Thursday night or Friday?
I was there Friday night, but I think I was just so far removed from the experience because I was so far in the back, you know,
Yeah.
and I was just so far removed from just the movie theater experience because I was literally in the last row up by the door that
Yeah,
opens to go get the
no.
candy,
No,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. But can you set it up a little bit other than, you know, because the director, who the director is, what his passion was for making this movie, that it is in black and white. And I want to talk about a little bit about that and the use of the camera work. I'd like to talk a little bit about that
Sure.
to see if I'm right in what I'm thinking, what was happening there.
Do you want to tell me and then I'll tell you?
Yeah, I will. But can you, for the audience, can you set up the movie a little bit?
Sure. Embrace the Serpent, El Abrazo de la Serpiente is the Colombian submission for the Oscars. It's nominated for the Best Foreign Film category. Ciro Guerra is the director, phenomenal human being. But it was a film done by 42 to 43 people.
I would think so. Crew?
Crew. So a very small crew that dwindled as we went on. And
They died of Zika.
Nice.
That was a joke, people.
No, we weren't in that area.
You know how they're saying that the Zika virus isn't in Colombia, but anyway.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's just in Brazil. So there's 2 scientists. It's based on the journals of these two scientists, Theodor Koch-Rotenberg, and who is Theodor von Martius in the film.
Who's played by?
Jan Beauvais or Beauvais. I can't ever remember.
I think I'm not too sure. He's my friend on Facebook, by the way.
Oh, is he? He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's coming in tomorrow. He's staying with me.
Good. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, the 2 of them together. That's
And
so
then-
cool.
And my friend Andres Berrientos is coming in tonight. He was the acting coach on set, so he's coming in tonight.
Oh my
He's
God,
staying
how
with me
much
tonight.
fun. Oh my God.
You have
they're
a
all
lot of
staying
Colombians
with
coming
you?
in this weekend.
Yeah, and a Belgian.
And they're staying with you at your house?
Well, I have 2, and then there's another friend is setting up a couple of others.
oh
yeah,
my God.
pretty amazing. So 2 scientists based on those journals, inspired by those journals.
Inspired by those journals, which those journals were basically a scientist, which is played by Jan.
Yes,
Jan.
and then Jan,
Jan.
and then Richard Evans Schultes, who was the American scientist, the father of ethnobotany, who spent 19 years in the Amazon with the indigenous people, learning their languages. He knew a lot of languages, and became kind of a figure of respect down there. And then he brought back to the States. He was one of the first people to say, "Look, we're destroying this. If we don't take care of the Amazon, then."
To make us aware that what was happening in the Amazon.
Yeah.
And he went there only with, so he goes 40 years later, you play his character,
Yeah.
and he goes 40 years later, and he's going based on this information that the scientist who had gone prior to him 40 years earlier, who had arrived there looking for basically a shaman to take him through to seeking
The Yakruna plant.
right.
And each of us were looking for the Yakruna plant. It's got healing abilities and hallucinogen abilities, and it's similar to ayahuasca. And then he's looking for it to heal him because he's dying, and I'm looking for it for two reasons. One is
I
because
never got that, you guys. I never got that he was looking for it because he was dying.
Really?
He says,
No.
"Help me, help me."
I'm
Yeah,
sick.
I know, but I didn't know that he went there for that reason. I
no,
never
no,
got
no.
that he went there.
He didn't go there for that reason.
okay.
He was there to study the
But he
tribes.
got sick while he was
He got
there.
sick while
That
he
I
was
got.
there.
That's
Okay,
what I thought.
okay, cool, cool,
Okay.
So then 40 years later, Richard Evan Schultes, or Evan, my character, goes following in his footprints, seeking the Eucruna plant that he never found.
Right.
So because this Eucruna plant is an epiphyte that grows on the rubber trees. So
that I didn't get ever.
yeah.
Oh, so that's why the rubber tree was so important to it. Damn, I didn't get
See,
that.
every time you
Yeah.
So the rubber tree, I was sent by the government in this version.
That's at the end where you talk
I
about
was
the
sent,
rubber tree.
Yeah, I was sent by the government to get this rubber tree specimen. Not as specific, but
And you were lying the whole time, really? Were you really lying?
no, because
everyone
it was,
asks that. That question comes up a lot.
because it was twofold. I was sent by the government to do that. Richard was sent by the government. He literally was sent by the government to discover the a rubber plantation, so that for the benefits of the war in 1942, they could plant this rubber tree. So I was sent there, but my personal gesture, because I could have gotten any rubber.
You're speaking of as Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Just clarify.
So I went. So he goes to the. But he wants to get the Eucruna plant, specifically the Eucruna plant, because he studied the Theodore's journals. And experience.
Exactly.
Once he gets there, he discovers that. Well, I'm not going to get.
Well,
into
he
that,
doesn't. But you know what? You know what's
But he
really great
wants-
is that this movie is so. It's number one. It's black and white. Number two, it's shot on one camera. It's got to be shot on one camera. There's never where. Let's take a scene. They're in the canoe. You're in the canoe, right?
Yep.
You never, ever, 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 ever see another camera angle of you guys in a canoe. There's one camera angle. There's one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's two cameras shooting, but
But
there
there are
felt as
scenes-
though there was.
There are times where they're going on the river and there's a camera watching them go down the river.
Sure.
And there's times there's cameras in
the
canoe.
boat, in the canoe. Sure, but there wasn't ever
Those are that's
like
one.
multi-camera
Right.
shooting going on, so that if what's his name was paddling along like this, you could also get a shot of him from this direction doing it. Right, there was always just a one-directional shot from a camera.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
And I found that fascinating, that you can do a whole incredible film shot in black and white in the Amazon, make it so powerful, basically in a one shot. It is what we would call it. It's like a one shot. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, that's true. You know what, Wendy? I haven't even thought of that.
That's
true.
That's how when I was watching it, as from the production or the cinematography, it's like this was such a difficult task to go all the way into the Amazon and to shoot, right, for the director and for the cast and crew and everybody. So my first thought would be, well, of course. So how do you simplify the difficult task, right? And you have to simplify it, but it always has to just be one camera shot.
Well, we had two cameras, but we didn't use them at the same time.
Right.
We had
Exactly.
a
So it's always a one camera
We
shot.
had a steady cam and we had the other cam.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's a helicopter shot at the end, which is
When we finished shooting, they went back and flew
over
to get those shots. Yeah.
exactly.
Gorgeous,
And that
though,
was
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah, but it was so okay. So I'm just going to take a quick break in a minute. I'm going to remind everybody that we're here and we're talking to Brionne Davis, who is starring in Embrace of the Serpent, which is nominated for Best Foreign Language Film of this Oscars, and Blair Taylor. We're still trying to figure out what he's doing here, but anyway, he's here.
Moral support.
And we're going to come back after this message from our sponsor, Direct Avenue. If you need direct response television media planning and buying, then Direct Avenue is your best bet. Besides being a media specialty, direct response television advertising is the smartest form of advertising today. Direct Avenue is a short-form media agency where direct response meets branded television advertising. It takes master planning, negotiating, buying, tracking, and reporting to run an effective advertising campaign in order to have sustainable growth. I've been nothing but impressed with everyone at Direct Avenue. As a CMO consultant, I need to feel connected to the entire supply chain of a campaign, and I trust that Direct Avenue is doing the best job possible. Direct Avenue understands the urgency in planning, negotiating rates, flexibility, and agility in leveraging relationships that allow for a smart and efficient media test. The leadership at Direct Avenue know their sweet spot, and they stick to it. These days, media planning and buying supported with the best systems to track transactions from phone, mobile, web, social, and search back to your media dollars is what it's all about if you want to grow your campaign and deliver a robust ROI. Direct Avenue has been around for a long time and delivering great services for many years. In fact, here's the number of Scott Kowalczyk, the CEO. 760-579-4210. That is his direct number. Again, it's 760-579-4210. Or you can go to directavenue.com, check them out, and get a free analysis for your campaign. When was the last time a CEO gave out his direct number on radio? Well, that just goes to show you what Scott's all about. So call Scott at 760-579-4210.
Lifetime, 1,500,000 minutes are spent on the toilet. So what's the problem?
When you sit on a toilet, you're at a 90-degree angle.
Nature didn't want us to do it that way.
This causes pushing, straining, hemorrhoids.
That's crazy.
We want to create a product that is great for humanity.
Well, go time just got easier. Introducing EasyGo Pro, the only way to go.
Anatomically, we were designed to eliminate at a 35-degree angle.
You just sit, lift, and go in a natural position.
The benefits list is this long from a pure health perspective.
A healthy colon is encouraged by doctors for all ages.
The key to vitality, it's the key to longevity, it's the key to your health.
Be a healthy goer. Order now at EasyGoPro.com. Try it for 70 days. If you don't absolutely feel better, just send it back for a full product refund. Go time just got healthier at EasyGoPro.com.
Hello. Whoops. Hello, everybody.
Wendy loves her camera.
It's like a hello. That's why I wanted to sit here tonight.
Hello, kitty.
Hello, camera. Look at my hair. Do you see it? I have short hair. Anyway, welcome back to the C-Spot where we talk about marketing unfiltered. And the reason that I've got Brionne Davis here tonight, who is star of Embrace of the Serpent, and Blair Taylor, who is star of everything in life.
The world.
Start the world.
Is because we really believe that everybody is a product and everybody needs marketing to succeed. And I personally have had so many independent film producers, directors, whatever, on my show because the hardest thing in the world, making a movie is one thing, bringing it to market is a completely different story. So I'm sure that because I don't think there's really too big of a marketing budget behind the movie, is there?
No.
Yeah, somebody asked me that today.
It's done all of it on its own merit.
Sorry, I'm having a hot flash, people. It's done all of it on its own merit. You know who asked me? The guy at the Nuart asked me.
Jason.
He said, "Who's doing the publicity for the movie?" And I thought, well, I don't know. And then I won't tell you what he said after that because he went on to advise me on what I should do to get invited to more things. But seriously,
It's the top-selling film of its kind right now.
It's crazy, and there's no publicity behind it.
It's word of mouth.
It's just an organic thing because what great is great, right?
Yeah, when you have Rotten Tomatoes score of 98, like that's a great movie. You don't need to encourage people to go because it's great.
What are people going to say, Blair? Are people really going to watch this movie and say, "Oh, it's in"? I can imagine it's in black and freaking white. I mean, wake up, people! It's 2016. We got color cameras.
I think people who only people that are really interested are going to go. This is not a thing where you just say, let's, on a whim, let's go to a movie. Let's go see this comedy. I think people will seek this movie out, which I think is different than a lot of other movies. People will find this theater. They will find the movie.
It's going to get so much buzz after the Oscars because it's going to win.
Well,
from your mouth.
I'm not saying, I'm not jinxing nothing. All I know is that when you're on my show, you win awards afterwards. And Scotty Thompson. Anyway, I predicted
Good
something.
friends.
I predicted something for Scotty, and
Yep.
it came true. Here.
Hey, Brionne.
hey Blair.
I think you have something over there. What do you have
What,
over
do you
there?
want some of this?
No, on your left.
Oh, on the left.
What is it?
Well, because I get to go to these
It's a
really amazing.
It's a burlap sack.
I get to go to these really amazing like gifting sweet things. It's really awesome. This was really good, and Blair thought you might like this twisted cherry.
No, you're going to love it.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
they're awesome.
These are balls of fire,
cherries.
twisted cherries,
dipped in Fireball whiskey.
soaked in whiskey.
Soaked in whiskey.
Oh my God!
And they're
Will you guys
amazing.
have one with me?
No,
Yes.
I had one today.
Yes.
Oh, you're
I
kidding.
can't do it.
I loved it.
When I was a kid, I ate,
here, honey, I
a
can't
bag
open it.
full of those
Whiskey
hot,
things?
No,
Oh.
the red
the hot
hots.
tamales.
They're so
and
good.
I got
You
sick.
got sick?
It reminds
Well,
me.
but I drank a whole bottle of Crown Royale when I was a kid, so maybe that's a reason for not having a
Did you
whiskey
really?
cherry. Yes, I barfed. Me and my brother Peter, man, we barfed and barfed for days.
I
We
can't
barfed
open this.
for days.
I need a thing that.
Tony can.
Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. Wendy, you.
I'm gonna love it. How do you know I'm gonna love it?
This is really good. You have to trust because I know you.
All right.
You can put them in.
Brionne, you're not gonna have one?
No.
Twisted. It's called. Okay, everyone.
Do you like
here we go.
maraschino cherries?
Here we go. So
Maraschino
it's called
cherries.
Twisted cherries.
And I don't
Cherries
think
with
they're-
whiskey. Balls of fire.
And
Balls
by the
of
way, they
fire.
didn't even pay you to say this. I think they're
No.
just really
Is
awesome.
it really? Is
Yeah.
it really spicy or is it just cinnamony?
Cinnamony.
And I don't think it's in formaldehyde either. You know how
The
they
red
put the
cherries
other-
are a little weird.
What do
huh?
you think? How? I love
They're
it.
one to To-
delicious.
give one to
Aren't
Tony,
they?
see if he likes.
Oh my
No.
God.
No, they're not. They're not strong.
No, he
Promise.
doesn't. He doesn't drink.
Okay.
Tony doesn't
Oh.
really like to drink.
Okay.
So do you want to know what the other thing is?
Those are
Yeah, there's
really-
two things.
Yeah.
It's a snake. It's raspberry vanilla soap, pure olive oil soap.
For our dirty girl.
'Cause you're dirty. This one, oh my gosh.
I'm not
it
dirty.
smells
I was taking a bath when I was
good.
talking to you last night, and I took
Yes,
a
you
shower
were.
before. Oh my God, this looks. I could eat this. Look, it is. I always tell people it's really interesting to be in one of those bags at an awards thing. What do they call them? The gift suites. You know, this person paid probably $20,000 to put a bar of soap in your bag.
Oh, well, I don't know, but you didn't
It's
put it
I
in
do.
my bag.
Crazy.
I do.
But you know what's
I do.
great about it though is that
Oh.
I
Oh.
you know, they go and people go and they do this and they give them away
Yeah.
and people like
That's
you
why I'm
like
doing
and-
it because it's raspberry vanilla, pure olive oil soap, but it does not have the name of the.
It's called Damn Good
Oh, yeah.
Soap without an
I'm so
N.
glad you
It's just
remembered.
DAM.
DAM. Good
Damn
soap.
Good
Damn
Soap.
And they're
soap.
from Canada.
Yeah, they are. They're from. Oh, there it is. Damn good soap.
Yeah.
DAM. Damn
Yeah.
good soap. Thank you.
And they were really nice. They were really awesome. So
We went to this
Like ice
gifting
cream.
suite today.
Thank you.
Like walked out with, like,
We were just
duffel
talking. We were
bags
talking
and
about it
duffel
not too long
bags.
ago about the gifting suites, and
Oh
when we were doing when we were talking a little bit about PR and things like that, I had somebody on right after your show. I had a publicist on.
Okay.
And she was, and I was asking her about the gifting suites and the gifting because I know from working with entrepreneurs that have products and things like that. They always get a person like, I'm in the gifting suites for the Oscars. I only paid $25,000, and it was like, yeah, but do you really know who's getting your stuff? But I know that there's also like Cartier will be in the gifting suites, and there's some really awesome stuff that's in the gifting
Yeah.
suites also.
and they have to get approved. I mean, then it's not open. Like
It's
Brionne's
right.
been
There's only
invited to
so
be in
many.
some, but
Yeah.
but they have to be.
Oh, the actors or the
Like
the
everyone's got to be
cast?
approved to get in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not open. You have to be on a list. Like you go in and you
Show
check
your
in.
bracelet, Brionne. Show
Okay,
your
this is
bracelet.
one of my favorite. This is one of the coolest things I got.
Tony,
It's,
do a one shot of Brionne.
What? This is Twisted. It's a bike chain.
It looks like a little bike chain.
These
right.
guys were awesome.
Yeah.
And then
It's very
they're really
cool.
cool. And then I got a necklace.
with a bullet, which is
It's a bullet,
kind of
which is
weird.
kinda
After you
weird.
see the movie, you'll understand
But
why
these
that's kind
guys
of
were
weird.
really awesome. And you know what? I didn't bring it. I meant to bring it. Samaya is a coat that is beautiful. And
You got a
it's
coat?
No.
Like these
got a co-
coats.
But
got a
I
coat?
became friends. No,
Oh.
they gave us a bag, but it's handmade, handcrafted, fit like a glove. Beautiful. I have a picture, but this Samaya
What are
was
you
the
going to do when you get really famous? What are you going to do? Are
He's
you
gonna
going
give
to
us
have a
gonna
lot
do?
of stuff.
What are we going to do?
I have a lot of stuff to give away.
Yeah?
That's abundance,
Is
right?
your desire in your life to be very famous or to just be the ultimate awesome actor?
The ultimate awesome actor. I
And,
got a
and
really
famous?
you know what?
Or do they just kind of go hand in hand?
No, they don't.
No, and I got a really amazing email today, or an email from someone
it was
that
the post about the Oscar, and don't forget to not to use your EasyGo Pro before going to the Oscars.
Yes, it was that one.
That was so funny. I cracked myself up. I did something. It was freaking
Oh
funny.
yeah. No, I
It's
didn't
like, don't
read
miss
that
the
one.
moment. Did you read it?
No.
So it had it had the guy with the shiny tuck shoes.
tuck shoes on the EasyGo Pro.
I sent
Oh,
it,
yeah,
I
no,
sent
I
it
love
to you
that one. That
last
was
night,
funny.
and
Yeah.
then it said the Oscar goes to with a number 2.
Yeah, that was funny.
Don't miss the moment.
That was funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was very funny. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Sorry
I
to
saw-
interrupt
I
my
got,
guest.
I got an email today from. I shot a commercial about 2 years ago, and there was a girl on it that had worked with me in wardrobe on the film, and she sent me this message saying, I met you 2 years ago on this commercial, some silly commercial, which it wasn't because it was Ed Norton was pretty awesome Verizon commercial, and
To clarify,
and she thought to herself, why is this actor taking this commercial role so seriously? And she thought that to herself, and that's what she shared with me today. And she goes, and now it all makes sense because you take everything seriously. You take everyone should take their job seriously.
Yeah.
Everyone should take because that's important to someone. That commercial is important to Verizon, and I have a
Yes.
responsibility and
Yeah,
obligation.
exactly.
So yeah, I do, and I don't want, I want to be known for the work ethic that I have, and I want to be known for coming in with options. I want to be known for coming in with something bigger than what is anticipated or expected of me or of the role.
I can't. It's so.
And I'll tell you, can I just tell you really quick?
No.
Is the all the other stuff, which is fun, the gifting suites and the red carpet and all that, it's fun, but I love the work. I just want to work.
There's something about being recognized for your work, because everyone's talent comes from themselves. It
Yep.
doesn't matter if you're an accountant or you're a lawyer or you're an actor or you're a singer or you're a songwriter, whatever you are. Your talent is something that you're dedicating the hours in your life to, and this is something that, So when you can do something that you really love, and it's very difficult and it's very competitive and it's hard to break through, for everything. But when you can do something that you truly love and then be honored for that, people in advertising say, "Oh, there's so many awards. There's so many awards," or in the movies or television, so many awards. Awards are meaningless. No, awards mean a whole lot.
You know what awards mean to me? And especially something like the Oscar, because 7 years ago I put on my vision board that
I know.
I told you that, right?
Yeah.
What it means to me is that many more people are going to to see this film.
Yes.
And it means that it's inspired that many lives. Because for the most part, you don't get nominated for an Oscar unless you've moved people, unless they've been affected in some way.
Yeah, it's a remarkable feat. Like I have, and I sorry people, but I'm going to say it. Okay, I have no desire to see that Leonardo DiCaprio film. I got zero desire. Why? Here's why. From a marketing standpoint, right? I don't want to see Leonardo like that. I don't want to see him with dirty, icky, cucky teeth. I don't want to see him. They took the most gruesome, horrible part of the movie and put it into the trailer. I am sure the entire movie is not the trailer, but because you put the most gruesome, I'm a mother. I see, everything that is in the trailer makes me not want to see that movie. And that I find is bad marketing of a movie.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I
Because
have no
I
desire.
think what they're doing is they're not putting the essence of the film
That's
inside
right.
the trailer. They're saying this is
Yes.
this is what you're gonna see, and it's
Well, they're
action
saying that
and-
from a trailer, from an editor's point of view, trailer editor's point of view, that this is what they feel is going to move the audience into the theater.
Well, and clearly it works because
into the theater. Well, I don't know. It's not moving me into the theater, and
I
I'm
don't
sure
think
there's
it's
a lot of people that aren't.
You know what? It's such a
getting
violent
moved.
movie. I
It
saw
is. It's such a. Oh, you did?
Yeah,
My
and
son
it's
couldn't
great.
sit through
It's
through
great,
the entire
but
thing.
it's violent, and I think it's like a horror movie. They got to show you this is a violent, violent movie.
But what message did it leave you with when you walked out of the movie theater? What did you feel?
You'd be really. I think
I've
The
heard
Revenant
really great things.
is very similar to Embrace of the Serpent in that it's about what happens when these cultures come together. It's very similar. It's very similar. It's two different worlds. It's not the Amazon, but it's two different cultures coming together and
how
I
they
think it's
affect each other.
yeah.
And I think it's so interesting. There was an amazing. Once Blair talks for a second, there was an amazing article written today about how this is what we're reaching for. This is what we're thirsty for. This spiritual understanding of other cultures.
It's a universal shift that's taking place.
It is, and we've got an option right now. We can either go here and go 20 steps back, or we can go here and embrace the
serpent.
The serpent. Be embraced by the serpent, which I can explain to you.
Absolutely. I mean, if you understand the meaning of embrace of the serpent, then yes, it was just kind of
it's
used
interesting
properly.
in his film in Embrace of the Serpent. It's the perspective of the indigenous culture, and in Revenant, it's really almost the perspective of this
Intruders.
the indigenous people from I think it's Alaska, and how kind of white man comes in there. It's very similar. These cultures.
Well,
getting
in other
taken
words, how
over.
the white man just comes in and just does their shit, basically.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah. Yeah, and movies up until that point have always been from our perspective.
Yeah.
From cowboys are great, Indians are bad. It's always now they're turning the tables. You're seeing it from a perspective.
And Marlon Brando and Dances with Wolves were both movements
Marlon
toward
Brando
when he refused his Oscar.
Oh, he wasn't in Dancing with Wolves.
No.
Brando.
There's two separate
things. In the movie.
Robert, when Marlon Brando refused to accept his Oscar
for
I can't think of it right now.
Yes, the Vietnam movie.
Oh,
Is that what it
Apocalypse
Wasn't
Now.
it Apocalypse Now?
I don't know.
No.
And then he refused to accept it because of the way that Hollywood was depicting the Native American in film.
Oh.
And then later, when they did Dances with Wolves, that began it. It began kind of this universal opening and universal awakening. Ideally,
I think if you dig deep down, and I think what Ciro did was he just kind of dug deep down into. He made the movie so simple because it's such a difficult thing to accept. You know what I mean? It's like it really makes you tonight. And I don't really care if I give anything away because it's not like you're giving anything away because everybody experiences this movie in their own way, right? But today, when I was so upset the other night that I missed, you had told me about the butterflies. And I was...
But don't say where that's at.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
But when I saw that in the movie, for me, that was everything, right? And it was only because you had told me simply, really, what you did in order for that shot to be made. That's it. That's all you said. Yeah. That's it. I happen to love butterflies, and I'm a very spiritual person. And so when I saw that today, that for me was like, oh man, it was so beautiful, and I got it. I just got it.
You'll love this. The thing that's really great about the film, one of the hundreds, is that throughout the film, the butterfly really plays this important, and it played an important role when you got there.
Yes, that's right.
You tell a story about when this moth landed.
Oh, the big gigantic moth landed on him.
Yeah.
The metamorphosis thing, right? Yeah.
But the other thing that was really great. So today we go to this gifting suite and we open this duffel bag filled with stuff, and there is a drawing face up of a butterfly.
Oh, really?
It's a painting. It's a watercolor.
Yeah,
painting.
watercolor, and it's like I looked at it, and I held it up, and I said, "Look at this! I mean, there's butterflies everywhere
Is
in
it
his
yellow?
life right now."
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it what?
Yellow.
Oh
It's
no,
like
it's
yellow
purple.
and green. It is purple.
It's purple and green. Yeah. No, it's beautiful. It's crazy.
I planted milkweed in my backyard because I have this massive backyard.
Oh,
On my
so
birthday,
good for
I'm
your
going
liver.
to have a party, so you guys have to come because I have this huge, like, freaking backyard. I live on a national park in El Segundo. I swear, I live on a national park.
Really?
That's what I
And you
call it. My backyard is like a freaking national park.
I want to come camping at your
And
house.
is there nice?
You can. I can Airbnb it out for camping in the second backyard. I have got a 10,000 square foot lot, and my home is only 1,300 square feet, and the rest of it is all
Nice.
yard.
Do you have like campfires and stuff?
We can have whatever
Like a
you want.
bonfire?
I can have whatever, I'm telling you.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
You can literally rent out the back, Airbnb if you want to pitch a tent. Seriously.
Stop. Gotta get it.
They do it all the time. They do it in Silicon Valley all the time. They rent out their backyards and people
heard
pitch
that.
a tent and they come and they use the bathroom and they get breakfast, but they pitch a tent in the backyard.
Never heard of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Airbnb.
Yep. Yes, it is kind of weird. But what were you saying, Blair? What were you saying?
We were talking about the butterflies
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
and just how it
It brings
shows itself throughout the
it
film.
brings everything for in the movie. So we only have a couple of more minutes, but I want to encourage everybody to see the movie.
We're playing at the Lamley. We're at the Nuart Theatre on Santa Monica until Thursday. We are playing at Lamley on Santa Monica, Pasadena, and Encino. And apparently we're going to be on the 26th. We're going to open at
Hollywood. But I think the distributor of the film in the U.S. is Oscilloscope Laboratories.
Yeah, and they're awesome.
And if you go to their website, which is oscilloscopelaboratories.com,
I wouldn't even know how to begin
Yeah, you
to
just gotta
spell
see it.
that.
Start to spell it,
and it'll pop
spell
in.
it, yeah.
But there's a list of every city where it's premiered because it's not just here. It's New York. It's Chicago.
Well,
it's
it's
Portland.
an Oscar
It's
nom, so it has to be in
It's
every
gonna
major
go
city, right?
everywhere. It's going to go
It's
everywhere.
not in Austin, Texas right now.
No,
Which is
it's
where
not
I'm
in Round
from.
Rock Theater.
No.
Did you know that Brionne, I lived in Round Rock. Brionne lived in Round Rock.
His
Round
mom
Rock,
still lives there.
Round Rock. Well, I lived in Round Rock in Wyatt was born in 1981, and I lived in Round Rock in 1981. Yeah. So you weren't even born yet. But Round Rock, I wanted to bring this up on the way here. I thought of something, a little trivia about Round Rock. Isn't there like the Appian Way of the South in Round Rock, Texas, where there's special trail, like a Silverado trail or some cowboy trail,
The Legacy
goes
Trail.
through Round Rock. There is.
Yeah, I think so, but I can't.
It goes
speak
kind of
about it.
long. You can't?
No, because I don't know of it.
You didn't know it growing? Did you grow up
no,
in Round Rock?
I grew up
Oh.
in Paris, Texas, but
Oh, you grew up in Paris, but your
My
parents
mom
live
lives
in
in
Round
Round
Rock.
Rock,
Yeah, there's like the Appian Way of cowboy. It goes
That's so
through Round
funny.
Rock. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I thought of that on the way over here. I said, I wonder if Brionne
And I
knows.
can't believe
oh,
Austin.
Appian Trail. Yeah, there's a road called
I
Appian Trail.
can't believe that this isn't playing in Austin, though.
It will.
It will.
It
It'll
will.
make it there.
Well, here's why it's not. Because you don't have a publicist for the film.
No, we have Oscilloscope
yeah.
is kicking ass.
They're
Oh, okay. So
huge.
they have the.
And then
they
we have-
the,
Oh,
Yeah. No, it
Yeah.
is.
No,
I mean,
trust
it's
me,
playing
they're
in
set.
Oklahoma City. It should be playing in Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the list is like 60 U.S. cities.
Well, they
Yeah.
do it in a certain way, so it's okay. But after the Oscars, it's going to be playing in a lot of places, and I highly recommend that anybody listening, if you are able to see the film before the Oscars, which I doubt, unless you can.
and
but,
see it on the big screen.
you know,
This is
see
a
it on the
big,
big
screen
screen.
movie. This is not a rental.
No.
I think it's much more
You have
powerful
to.
sit in
Oh,
the
yeah.
theater.
because it's black and white too. That's
and
why.
it's immense.
And you have to be there, be present with it, and yeah.
I was analyzing the movie today to the point where when in one shot there's a shot of your hand as you're waking up, and there's wait a second, can I say this? We don't have much time, but I have to say this. There is a smush in continuity.
Oh no! Don't mention that.
Okay,
Because
good.
that way,
Do you know it?
Because people are going to look.
Do you know
for
what
it
is? I'll tell you after.
Yeah,
It's
tell
not
me.
a big deal. I was so proud of myself to see it. It was so little.
I just
that
admire
I
and
thought,
respect the fact that
oh my God.
you noticed the one camera.
Yeah,
situation.
I don't know
that's
how. I
amazing.
don't know why no one is writing about that.
Well, David Collego, who's the DP, the director of photography, he's phenomenal, and he's getting quite a bit of attention.
He is, because he needs to, because the way that was done, and then once you get into the edit bay and everything else that you have to think about when you're shooting in that way,
look,
it's
can I-
like, oh my God, it's amazing.
Before we end, I wanted to say this earlier, but you said it was the message of the film is simple, but it leaves something with you. But the film it involves
the message of the film
all
is
of the
very
components.
complicated. The
To
execution of the film was simple because it was such a complicated thing to execute.
But everything that it takes to make a film is hyper extraordinary in this film. The music, the thing, there's a heartbeat.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, but I have to talk to you about this. Who did the sound design? I mean, sound design
putting
is
me on the spot 'cause I can't remember all of their
extraordinary.
names.
If you know about sound design,
I do not.
And what?
Well,
I mean,
what I was going to say is there's a moment in there, and it's toward the end, where there's the heartbeat of the sound designer's child. He from the womb. And he put that in there, and you don't even know it. But that's what I'm saying to you
when
is
you're
that
seeing
that
the
you
stuff
just
at the end.
there's so much that you sense that you don't even know you're
Yeah.
sensing.
So see the movie again, and when you're seeing it, think about what it took to design the sound of this movie. It's so authentic. Nobody records this. I mean, you can record the sound, right? But then you have to revise it for the big screen, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you have to do everything. But the sound was so authentic that's what grabbed my ear was, my God, because I know sound design. So it was like, wow, whoever did this was remarkable. Just remarkable,
Yeah.
because you would never think in a million years there was any sound in this movie except for when the music was playing, and then it turned from the phonograph to the actual stereo sound, right?
Yeah.
And that was the music that Alec Baldwin was talking about when
Yeah.
in the bathroom
Yeah.
thing from the last show
Yeah.
that you told me about. Yeah. So it's, for me, look at me. I'm so happy I saw that movie. I probably will see it again because it's a really awesome movie.
Good. Maybe
It
I'll
is.
go with you.
Yeah, you should. You should. So anyway.
I might not.
Well, you're going to be very busy, and I'm wishing you all the luck and everything in the world. I don't think I need to wish it to you because I think everyone that is involved in this film deserves the Oscar on Sunday night. It's Sunday night, right? Yeah. And who's he going with?
His crew, his team,
Yeah.
his
Just
family, his
all-
Colombian
yeah.
family.
Yeah,
You
I
looked-
was
Oh, we
very.
didn't show any pictures, Tony. Did you bring up any pictures? Oh, you did? Yeah, because that's your fitting. You're fitting for your tux there. Yeah, so I gave Tony a bunch of pictures. That's at the Nuart. The other
Blair
one's
took
at
that
the
picture,
Nuart
actually.
Yeah.
Theatre.
Isn't that a
Yeah.
great shot? That was
That's-
right before they opened the doors.
Oh, so that's Ciro, Antonio, Jan,
Whoops.
myself, Christina. That's the
Karamakate is the number 3 guy.
Antonio Nilvio.
Yeah, I thought that was an awesome
Isn't that
picture.
great?
Yeah,
Like Canada.
it was everybody, because you see them in the movie in one way, and then you see them as their normal selves or today's selves in that photo.
Yep.
And that was a great photo at night. It looks a lot better than it does during the day.
Yeah. right off the freeway.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, thank you and good luck on Sunday night.
Thank
I'll be
you.
at home watching. That's for sure. I can't wait. I really white light, all energy. And Blair, thank you for being here and
It's fun.
introducing me to Brionne and having
welcome.
Brionne on the show. And
I knew
all
that you
good
guys
stuff.
would love each other.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're the man for me.
I know. we go way back, Wendy. We go way back.
You are the man for me. Tony, I hope you're feeling better. All right. And I want to thank our sponsor, Direct Avenue, for always being here to sponsor us and being able to bring this show to everybody. So anyway, I'm going to chime out right now and let Tony close the show. Thanks for listening. Good luck. Good luck, Brionne. Thank you, Blair.
Thank you.
Good night.
C-Spot Talk Marketing Unfiltered is made possible by our sponsors, Direct Avenue, the television media agency where you can expect more. Contact them at directavenue.com. Ending music is courtesy of Tom Orsi at Orsi Digital. You can download audio episodes of C-Spot Talk Marketing on iTunes, Spreaker, and Stitcher, or enjoy the full-length video uncut on YouTube. Just search for C-Spot Talk in your directory, and while you're there, make sure to subscribe. Special thanks to John Hamilton and Tony Sweet for making Tuesdays the best night of the week. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just send me an email at wendy@cspotrun.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.